Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Zoe,
I'm Mark.
and we are the Board Adventurers. So for today, we're going to be doing our another vlog video. This is going to be our fall 2024 vlog. If you remember, we do a vlog video after every completion of every theme month. We recently went over our top 50 games of all time. Please check that out.
Yeah. And then this vlog is typically our break in between, like kind of like our theme months and when we're actually like playing and looking at games to possibly review in that time.
Yeah.
I guess originally, maybe just speaking offhandedly, was that we were looking to do this theme every couple months, but then based on our work schedule, life schedule, just so you guys know, we have kids.
Yep.
And once every 3 months is like the best that we can honestly do it in this time.
And it's a lot of work for theme months, to be quite honest. So I think that's a good cadence. So for today's vlog, we're going to go over a few things. We're going to go over some of the stats and just interesting findings of our top 50s of all time, what we thought about it, what we're surprised, stuff like that. And then we're going to do an overview of our review rating scale. We've done a few for fresh off the shelves as well as our late to the games. It's kind of a refresher on the two different review scales that we have for our games that we review. And then we're going to go over what our themed month is going to be for the next theme month, which is going to be in December. Yeah. Cool. So I guess we can start off with just kind of the stats of our top 50s. So I just go over mines real quick, just stuff that I found interesting.
Nice.
Just off the BGG list, 26% of my top 50 is in the top 100 of the BGG list.
Oh, really? Wow, that's pretty high.
Yeah. 50% is within 100 to 500. 10% is 500 to 1,000, and 14% is 1,000 plus in terms of the rating.
Wow, 14% of your list. Wow.
The interesting thing though is that a lot of those are like the net new games that just came out that didn't get a lot of time to like rank up. Like Comic Hunters is in the top 1,000, but that's because it just came out.
Yeah, I didn't do that high a delve, but mine will probably be similar to yours. So I feel like we had a decent amount of overlap, I want to say.
Yeah.
Did you see how much we overlapped?
Yeah, in terms of overlap, it's 31 games overlap between both of our lists.
31,
which...
That seems high.
It's really high, but makes sense because we play a lot of the games we own together.
Yeah, I was considering like you don't even like 700's duel.
We're gonna do a top 100. We're gonna see 700's duel on a top 100.
It's gonna be our running joke, I think, for the rest of this.
I know, right?
This channel. Okay, nice. 31 games. Wow.
31 games overlapped.
That's 62%.
So overlap between the two of us, which makes sense. I thought it was gonna be in the 20s, like low 20s. Because I don't think we have the same exact taste, but I guess it's a lot closer than we thought.
Yeah, and considering I was very surprised by a lot of your list, I'm surprised we have 31 kind of like crossed over. That's really high.
Yeah, and another just stat off of my list as well. I did do kind of a genre stat. To be quite honest, this isn't like a science, you know what I mean? It's very like I just took each game that I have and took like the genre I most associate the games, because board games is going to have multiple genres, right? So think of like, Mysterium is a party deduction game. I put it in deduction.
Yeah. Deduction.
Like Lost Ruins of Arnak is a deck build and worker placement. I lumped it into worker placement, so the genre that's most associated with the game.
I see.
So deduction is like the highest for me with 22% of my games.
That kind of makes sense, like 1 out of every 5. Okay.
Yeah. Hand management, 20%.
Management?
Yep.
Wow.
Set collection is 14%. Worker placement, 12%. And there's like for the fifth, in terms of top 5 genres, there's like a tie with like 4 different genres. So that's area majority, co-op, dice placement, economic, each have 4%.
Oh, nice.
But those are the stats based off of my top 50. Yeah,
nice. Yeah, I did not do it. I delved as yours is.
Yeah.
But I just know like out of my top 10, I believe 3, 2, 3. Let me just make sure. I think it was like 4 or 5 that were actually in my top 10. That were in the top 100. Let me just make sure of that list. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Terraforming, Arnak, Grand Austria. I don't know if Decrypto fell off. I want to be the 4. Castles of Burgundy, Frosthaven, Beyond the Sun. Oh yeah, so 7.
7 was.
I am the cult of the popular on my list.
That's funny.
But yeah, I didn't really go too hard into like stat checking, just besides the ones that we kind of compared with each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was definitely a lot of surprises, a lot of newer games. For me, yeah, just the switch that I had was that I switched Dominion at 50 for my which was at 51 for my, which was Gloomhaven then, or the original 50, because I combined them both together.
Yeah.
But yeah, of the ones, like, I think for me, the ones that I wish had made my list, I saw Deception Murder in Hong Kong. That was like it within my top 60. Doodle Dash killed me. I really did like Doodle Dash. And then Jaws. I do like my one versus many. But those are games I wish had made my top 50. I was trying to push them, I thought, but apparently just didn't make that cut.
I would say the one thing that surprised me with your list is the lack of party games. 'Cause I feel like we play a lot of party games, and I thought you loved them more than I guess based off your list. But
I have party games in my list here that I fed into Pub Meeple, but they all came out like
low
bottom. Like Fun Facts came out at 103. Right now I have Concept coming in at 91. Let's see, there was Telestrations at 86. Yeah, there was So Clover came in at 72.
Yeah.
I think if I can avoid a party game by playing like something more strategic, more like tactical, I'd prefer that. But I guess this kind of like tells me how I like board games too. It's like less party, more strategy.
I will say on my list too, and I was like going through my 50, I was like, I am Cult of the New. There are a lot of games that I would have thought would be in my 50 that got replaced by games I played for the first time this year.
I could not believe Acquire was your number 1. I was blown away.
Oh,
Acquire. I was like, well, it might be something like Five Tribes, maybe like Smartphone. When I heard it was Acquire, I was wow.
When I was going through it, and that's why I love Pub Meeple, because I was going through it, and it was like, would you rather play Five Tribes or Acquired? And I was like, I'm sorry, Bruno. I gotta give it to Acquired.
That is wild.
And it was just like, I realized that I'd rather play Acquired than a lot of the games that I know I love. So, yeah. But we played it for the first time last year. Who knows what's going to come out next year? Because I'm realizing games with low playthroughs for me, I like a lot more. Maybe with more playthroughs, I find things I don't like. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
But like stuff like Isle of Cat barely made my list. Got replaced by.
Yeah. I already, like in between when we finished taping that top 50 and now, there are 1 or 2 games I think have made it to the top 10 of this year that could possibly make it onto that list of 50.
Wow.
But I don't know when we're going to do our next top 50. Maybe 100, maybe like 150, 200.
We'll see.
Who knows?
That was a lot of work.
It was, yeah.
But yeah, cool. But that's all the stats that I have in terms of
Nice.
the top 50 of all time.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So then I guess next we'll talk about, for those of you that are new to this channel, that have come here from our top 50, we thank you for watching our video. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're just going to, like, if you've seen our other videos, you'll see that we have 2 types of videos. We have the late to the game and we have the fresh off the shelf. And I know I've heard from family and friends that they're confused as to what is what. And so maybe we'll try to clean up what both of those types of reviews are now.
Yeah.
So when we started this channel, we wanted to focus on older games that, are kind of getting faded into the background because all these new games are coming out. So we started the channel, I think, with like 10 like late to the games. And basically those are games where the game has come out more than a year ago. So that's like the benchmark, or like that's the line that we're drawing, is January of the previous year. Anything prior to that, when we release the video, is when that's going to be a late to the game.
Yeah.
And when it comes to that type of review, since it's so far back at that point, our review system is we're going to tell you whether it's a game you should pass, you should play, or you should go and buy. So there's like one of 3 things it could be, right? And that's our system for that, because like there'll be more than enough reviews if it came out in the past year. We're kind of just adding in to the ocean of reviews that are happening.
Yeah.
And so we're just saying that this game was played well after it came out, but we still want to give you our opinion on what it's about. When it comes to our fresh off the shelf, that's where that line in the sand again is being compared, is from January of the previous year until now. That would be what we consider as it's fresher. And that's the line we had to draw, because a lot of games that are set to release in, say, 2024, we don't get until way after. So like say like games that come out of Gen Con, we don't have the capability really to go to every single convention. So we'll get these games months after these actual reviews come out. And so that's just where we have to draw, is just, again, January of the previous year until the current time where we post a video. If it falls within that range, that's a fresh off the shelf. From that, we have a system that it's out of 5. So we talked about it, and we watch a decent amount of movies. Movies are rated out of 5. A lot of reviewers go out of 10. You could really just scale it, just multiply it by 2, and that's the score.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but like for us, like I think 5 is like reasonable enough for us, because once you get to 10, it's to me, it's like you're kind of doing like, it's kind of like you're cutting down, you know.
We don't want to convolute it.
It's like an 8 to a 9. It's really kind of like kind of the same. We'd rather just do like a 3 to a 4 to a 5, and then in between that's where you can scale it up. So again, of that 5 scale, 0 to 1 is an unplayable game. We would never play that game again, likely. That might be due to an awful rule book, you know, like maybe one that you just like is unreadable. Like the game is just either unplayable, like it's just so hard, it's too long, likely. That's might be one of the main reasons. A 1 to a 2 is a game that you're likely not going to come back to. Right? Well, it's like, I'd rather avoid this game if I can. I don't want to play this game, but I don't utterly hate it. 2 to 3 is a game that if someone, you know, either in a group or, you know, if we see someone that wants to play this game and they're like, can you teach us? Do you want to jump in? If there's time, you know, alluded, we would jump down and like maybe like play a couple rounds, and then maybe even play out the game if it's short enough, right? It's a playable game. We've reached playable level. 3 to 4 is now at a point where you would recommend it, but not for every scenario. You know, it's be a game where like, hey, you like X, you know, X type of game. Why don't you come and like I can teach you this game, see if you like it. If you like it, then maybe, you know, we can talk about it a little more. We can get, you know, maybe another game that's possibly out of the way. That's 3 to 4. Recommends to almost like a higher recommend. And then 4 to 5 is we would want to recommend that game to every person that enjoys a board game. Right? Like we think that it would hit a majority of what gamers would like in a board game. Right? And it's hard because like I'll be honest, I like a lot of games. I will like, yeah, I can stamp a lot of things. I try to hold myself back on that. I know you try to hold yourself back on trying to recommend every single game.
It's tough because you know we review what we play and we play what we like.
Exactly. And like we don't really like reviewing bad games.
No.
We want to tell people about games that we like, which is why a majority of our videos are going to be like games.
Because there are games that we play that we don't like, but we don't play it again, and then we kind of you know.
Yeah, like we find friends that, you know, we'll pass the game off to. And like some of our friends do like games that we don't like. And like, you know, that's what makes a, you know, really good kind of like game group. That they have different interests. They'll introduce you to certain types of games. You might be turned off by a certain mechanism. That person might bring in a game that, you know, you might already be turned off to. You play it and it's immediately, and it turned out to be a surprise. So yeah, that is our system. That's what we're gonna keep going forward with. And then if you guys have any, you know, comments on that, just let us know. We'll try to respond to it in the comments as need be. But we just want to clarify that going forward, especially for the people that are new and have no idea what we're doing. So yeah, that's it.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I think the last thing we're going to talk about for the vlog is our next theme month, which is going to be in December.
December, yeah. All right. So we were looking at our shelf of shame. So if you looked at our top 50, you'll notice that we haven't mentioned like half of these games here. Because these still have to be played.
Yep.
Like this Terra Mystica box right here, I don't know why I bought it at PAX. It was on sale. It needs to get played.
Yeah.
But what we're going to look to do is in December, we're going to review games that were on the 2 previous games that we need to play list. All right, so we're going to pick, those are about 10 games, right? 10 games? 20 games.
20 games, 10
20
each.
games, okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to look to play at least 4 of them, right?
Yeah.
I know, well, we already played Raw, so likely that's one of them. But we're going to look to play 3 of those other ones, those massive ones that we have. And then we'll add them as reviews. And then we'll culminate with our top 10 games of 2024.
Yeah.
And it just as a spoiler for that list, if you looked at our top 50, you probably know what half of those are.
Unless we play something new,
Yeah.
that jumps up there.
Again, a caveat for you guys is that we can't play just new games that come out in 2024. We're still catching up to games that we played for the first time in 2023. And previous, we have a whole bunch of them. So our 2024 list is new to us.
Yeah.
It's strictly just new to the 2 of us. And games that we played that are new in this calendar January to December year.
Yeah.
And that's really like the way it's going to have to be until we can, maybe play 100 games in the year 2025. If that's the case, then we can definitely make a list of that.
Something tells me that's not going to happen.
Yeah, but like I think we talked about it. We can't give you guys an accurate enough top 10 of just the year, because if we've played only 20 games and we played only, there's like 400 to 500 games that come out a year.
Yeah.
Like that's not really fair to everybody that's watching.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah. Like we can tell someone's at 10. Someone might think it's a really high number, but it's really, it's not really that high.
Just because a 2024 game we played. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's really it. In terms of going forward for this channel, we are going to be at PAX this year, coming into December. I think we're only looking to go on that Saturday. So if you guys see us there, say hey. We'll be around. We have a shirt. We'll be wearing the shirt.
Yeah.
Just stop by, say hey. We would love to play a game. We're not sure because we only have 1 day to do it. We're looking to get as much play and buy as we can. So we'll be probably just running around PAX. But otherwise, we definitely want to try to do more conventions at some point. Essen is happening. Essen's already happened at this point. So it would be nice to do Essen.
It would be.
Essen.
Or Gen Con. That would be
Gen Con. Or what's the other one that's in... is it Columbus?
Columbus.
There's another one.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't think of the name.
I forget the name too. But board game conventions, there's just a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I want to go to all of them. If only like we, this, if this channel could pay for it, we would be like, we'll go to every single one.
We would be there.
That'd be the life right there. Yeah.
Cool. So that is our fall 2024 vlog. Let us know what you think of our review scale, the stats of our top 50 of all time, as well as the theme month. If there's a specific game from our playlist that you want us to check out, let us know.
Yep. Thank you for joining us on this adventure too.
Yeah.
This has been almost 2 years now in the making.
Yeah, 2 years in January.
We'll see we'll see what this channel can do later on. Maybe we'll add different types of videos. But thanks for coming with us, guys.
100%.
We are the Board Adventurers. I'm Mark.
I'm Zoe.
We'll see you on the next adventure.